Hey guys, and welcome to the video. My name is Josh. I have a channel called Perfect Timepiece. If you don't know me, but for my fans, I'm with James.
Hello.
And you want to tell us about yourself, James?
Yeah, definitely. My name's James. I'm from itsKibble Talks Watches. I do pretty much the same as what Josh does, apart from he does that slight bit better. I'm going to catch up with you, Josh. Don't worry. But yeah, we both dedicate our channels to watches, reviews. Pretty much, if you like the other person, I have a feeling you're going to like either of us because we're both pretty similar in the way we do things. Yeah, we just review watches, talk about watches and that sort of stuff. I do the same.
I hope you give me a run for my money.
Yeah, man. I
It'd
hope
be
so
fun.
too. I hope so too, because at the end of the day, competition is healthy. And I just want to warn the viewers right now here in the UK, there is thunderstorms. So if you see flashes, if you see me looking around, it's because I'm scared for my life right now, like a little wimp. I need my teddy bear with me, but I've left it at home. So wait, I'm at home. That makes no sense, but we'll carry on anyway.
So do you had some topics that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so they're not really topics, just something I wanted to talk about. So right now, the last time we recorded this, I was wearing a harness that I got sent by a very, very generous viewer. He actually sent 4 of them to me for me to review. And since then, he's actually sent 16 more watches for me to review, and 15 of which I will be selling as well. But one is the Seiko Gigero, which I'll be sending back to him after I reviewed.
Oh my gosh.
That he really, really likes. But there's other ones such as an Oris Arctic GT, which I will be buying off of him. Watches like Enroyal or Eroyal, which is an Australian micro brand. Autodromo Stradale, something like that. I'll show it. I haven't got it with me right now. My dad's got it. I'm letting him experience it, but very, very cool watch nonetheless. And I just want to talk about Swiss watches, because I know that you own Swiss watches. You own 2, the Tissot and is the Jazzmaster Swiss?
Yeah, the Jazzmaster is Swiss. But I actually have 4. So I have a vintage Omega Geneva from the 70s. Yeah,
Put that in the collection,
right? No, I did it in my older videos, but it's gold plated. It's actually kind of in poor condition, the case is, but
it's beauty nonetheless.
I don't know. If I have an extra $1,000 laying around, I might send it into Omega to have it restored.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's a beautiful watch. It's a beautiful watch.
But then I have my Christopher Ward diver. That's a Swiss piece.
Yep.
It's a London boutique, but they're Swiss made. And then I have my Tissot and my Hamilton. So
yeah, so you've got a lot of experience with. Yeah, definitely. You've got a lot of experience with Swiss, whereas me myself, this is actually the first Swiss watch I've ever actually handled more than just in an authorized dealer. Like ask him to have a little play with it. Like this whole unboxing experience, everything. Like I have. He even sent the box, everything. So I had a full proper unboxing experience, and it felt pretty much. I think he's only wore this a few times. It's pretty much immaculate. And I just want to talk about Swiss. What do you think of Swiss watches and how they compare in terms of price difference? Because a big thing that I'm really focusing on my channel is price, like the cheapest bang per buck, as the Americans say, just getting a really amazing deal.
Yeah.
And my eyes to just a whole nother level of quality. I have an SKX, which is just amazing, but this costs about
we might have lost
around
James.
that, and the SKX is about £160. So we can say that it's about 10 times more expensive. Let's just say that. But is it 10 times the quality? That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so. You said the Oris is what, 1,600 US, right?
Probably around
that, there. Yeah, that's actually. I don't like to spend anywhere above the $1,000 mark for Swiss pieces, especially if they have a generic, ETA 2824 base movement. Yeah, the value just isn't there. I think you know, if you're buying used, or if you can find it on the gray market with a really good deal, this watch, I think the Tissot Powermatic 80, which I actually have a review about to come out for, I think it originally retailed for about $1,200. Okay. And then Tissot realized that they were crazy, and gray market people have it for about $800. And then there was a deal on the gray market for 33% off of that. So I got, you know, a $1,200 watch, brand new, for I think right around $500.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. I mean, buying new, I don't really think the value is ever there when you go over 1,000.
Yeah, I was about to say, in terms of going over 1,000, I agree. But in terms of buying brand new and value, I think the lower you go, the more value you get buying brand new, such as the Seiko 5s. I'd say most of the Seiko line, to be honest, you're getting more value buying brand new than a lot of the time you do second hand, because of the prices. Yeah, and I mean, I would argue, you know, the Seiko Presage line. Yeah. You have kind of the 5s at the lower end. The SOGs are in the Presage line. The SOG.
Yeah, but so it's like the 5s are like the lower end. The SARB line is kind of in the middle between the 5s and the Presage, and then you have Grand Seiko. And the Presage line is kind of cornering that $500 to $1,000 market, and I think they have a lot of competition there because you can get a lot of the Swiss brands either used or if you look for a deal in that price range.
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
And I think the quality is very comparable between the Seiko Presage line and some of the Swiss pieces.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted to touch on. Because at the end of the day, to me, and a lot of people go against this and they say, yeah, but you're not paying 10 times the price to get 10 times the quality. That's not what you're paying for. And yeah, I understand that isn't what you're paying for. But at the end of the day, as a person who's, you know, as a consumer, is that not something an everyday consumer would expect? Is it wrong for a consumer to expect that kind of stuff? When you go buy food and you pay, let's say, $1 for, I don't know, like, $1 for a big cheap bottle of Coke, or you pay $3 for a big bottle of actual Coca-Cola, you're paying that extra to get extra quality, usually 3 times the quality, or even more in some cases, you know what I mean? I just think it should relate in terms of that. Obviously, food and watches are completely different, and these are luxury goods and not necessities. Then again, Coca-Cola isn't either, but still, you get my point.
Yeah, I think I always like to compare watches to cars. Yeah. You know, how much you like. If you buy a watch, it's going to tell you the time. Luckily, we're at a point in society where watches are really, really cheap. If you go quartz, and even if you go mechanical, you can get something really nice for, you know, around $200, $250, right? Like the SKX.
Arguably under 100. So the Seiko 5 line, I think, is absolutely incredible. I truly think.
I don't have experience with those, so I can't say anything about that. But I mean, my friend has had one, and it's worked perfectly fine for him. I think he's had a SNK 809. It's like a $57 automatic watch from Seiko.
They use the same movement that the SKX use, the 7S26. So movement-wise, you've got a very reliable, easy-to-fix movement.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, like, once you buy a watch, you're telling the time, right? And if you want a whole bunch of extra complications, we're kind of getting into the homage territory, but you can buy watches that are cheap that give you all of those features.
Yeah. Or alternatively, like you said, you could go with like G-Shocks and get all the features for even lesser price and not homage. You know, there are the alternatives. It's a very difficult thing to tackle because at the end of the day, like you said, it comes down to just a basic function of telling the time. And on that basic function of telling the time, you are fine with a £2 like little toy watch from, I don't know, like the local Walmart. You know what I mean? You'll be fine with it. It'll work. It'll tell the time. It's quartz. It'll be accurate. So I guess it just goes beyond necessity and more into just whatever, really, isn't it? You know, it's just whatever the consumer wants.
Yeah, and you know, watches, like cars, have a whole bunch of different facets to them, right? You can have different materials that the watch is made out of. You can have different designs on the face of the watch. You can have different hand styles. Just like you can have a different color car with a different type of interior, with a different type of sound system, right? So having a watch isn't so much about telling the time, like a car isn't so much about getting you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You know, it is about the feel and you know, what you want out of your watch.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree more with you. But it's still that question still runs in my head, the whole, is it 10 times the quality? And then it brings up all the other questions. This is what I thought it'd be a great topic, because obviously we've just gone on a tangent which has brought out even more questions. I think it's always brilliant. It's like a never-ending question. And yeah, I love that sort of stuff, because you could ask anyone and everyone will give you different answers. There's the purists who are just like, yeah, it should be 10 times the quality because you're paying 10 times the price. You know, that's how it works. But then you've got the people who really look into it more and go, well, no, because you're not paying 10 times the price to receive 10 times the quality. You know, yeah, I think it's a great question. I think you guys watching, if you could leave us your opinion down in the comments as well, I think that'd be absolutely great to see what you guys and girls think.
Yeah, and I think the answer from anyone who's owned, you know, a lower end watch and then kind of the medium end, I think the answer is, you know, you're definitely not getting 10 times the watch for your money. So, you know, everyone has their own way of justifying that, yeah. I think.
Yeah, of course, and that's what it comes down to, personal justification on spending the more money on the better watch. But it really depends, and I've seen it from all different ends of the spectrum. I've been on many different ends of the spectrum, even more so now I have this Oris. Whilst it's not mine just yet, it will be mine because I'm definitely buying it. But, you know, it's really opened my eyes to the different areas, because to me, I was always one of those people, I'd love to own these higher end watches, but to me, I'm fine sticking with Seiko. I've heard from multiple different people like Jay Anthony, who's made these videos showing that he enjoys his Monster more than his Rolex GMT. Like, and he says in terms of quality, yeah, of course the Rolex is better, but it's not that much better that makes you go, I want to wear the GMT more than the Monster. And it really opened my eyes to the possibilities of lower end watches actually comparing, you know, in a way that's not what most people think. It definitely, you're not getting, I guess, the converse of what we were talking about earlier. You know, just because you spend a tenth of the money doesn't mean you're getting a tenth of the watch until you go really, really low in price, obviously. But yeah, I mean, and I think that's why, you know, channels like us have, you know, a viewership, is because people don't really know what to expect when buying a watch, and it's a lot of money. These are a lot of money. Yeah, so, definitely. At the end of the day, they want to see someone else make the mistake before they make the mistake of getting the wrong watch, you know. And it's very, very true. At the end of the day, I've heard such mixed things on, for example, the Rolex Daytona. Now, imagine being the person spending that amount of money on a Rolex Daytona, and it turns out you don't like it. Yeah. You know, because it's so mixed. It's as much as I love the look of the Daytona, I think it looks incredible. It literally is a Marmite watch in a sense, you know. And yeah.
It's a what watch? Sorry.
A Marmite watch.
I'm not familiar.
Okay, so Marmite is a malt. What is it? It's like a malt pasting. Vegemite. Have you heard of Vegemite?
Yeah, kind of.
It's Australian Vegemite. I don't know how do you explain it.
Yeah.
The English viewers are going, yes, we agree, and everyone else is like, what is he on about? I forget I even said that bit, but it's a watch that just splits people down the middle. There we go. We'll call it that.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand now.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, it's one of those, and I don't know, for the price, imagine spending that amount of money and getting a watch you don't like. At the end of the day, that's why YouTube exists, especially this market on YouTube exists, because we're out to represent the consumer, and especially the lower end people, in my opinion, because we're a lot more critical. Personally, I think we're a lot more critical. than the higher end guys, because, well, then again, it depends. But in general, I'd say we're more critical, because when we get these higher end pieces, we're much more honest, because we've not experienced it. Like me personally, I've never experienced a Swiss watch, so to me, I'm going to be very honest about this. It feels great, but it's not that much better.
Yeah, and the other thing, you know, the higher end channels, you know, they have a lot of money put into their collection.
Yeah.
Right, so if they buy a $1,000 watch and it isn't that good, you know, they're losing $1,000, but to them it's not that much money. Whereas to me, that's a significant amount of change.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and I think they have a level of sort of like, they feel like maybe they have to protect their watches in a certain way in terms of defending them. You know, if they spent 20 grand on a watch and it's not very good, they might feel like, I've got to pretend this is good because I've just spent that much on it. You know what I mean? I feel like some of them would. I'm not saying any of them do that, but I'm just saying I feel like some people would do that. I know I probably would. If I spent 20 grand on a watch, £20,000 or dollars on a watch, and it wasn't like exactly to my standards, I'd probably be like, it's great. This hurts. It hurts. Like, because that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's why I'm always going to buy used, unless I'm absolutely sure I want it. But yeah, I mean, it would just be so bad to be stuck, you know, financially invested in something like that.
Okay, guys, so I hope you all enjoyed that. We went on a bit of a tangent towards the end, but either way, it's been very, very fun. If you guys want to see more of this, which obviously you do, make sure you leave a like, let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to check both of us out on either of our channels. If you're new to either of us, definitely show the support. And Josh, I wanted to say a huge thank you for doing this. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for your time. And there will be a link to James's channel in the description, so you guys should check him out.
And a link to Josh is in my description, so definitely check him out as well. I think our communities are going to like this. And yeah, like I said, if you do, leave a like, let us know, and we will see you all again in the next one, guys. Take care.
All right, bye, guys.